Coach, how ready is your club, you think, to play a game? Is it time? Are they tired of hitting each other?
Yeah, it's about that. It's like this every year, this time of year. But yeah, want to get started, want to get the year going, want to make sure that we get as many guys in the game as we can and evaluate where we're at with our team. You make assumptions this time of year, and some of them are right, some of them are wrong, and we got to go put them on the field.
You start the year ranked number 2 in the country. Do you pay any attention to that? Did you even address it with your kids?
No, I didn't. I mean, whatever it is, and we're not really interested in anybody's opinions or expectations or anything like that. We're really focused on right now, and I think that is the good thing about a team that's been here a while. They can kind of knock out the noise and just focus on what matters, and we try to get them into Woody here and block everything else out.
Woody Hayes used to say, when people tell you how good you are, they're trying to make you soft. Don't listen to that. Is that something you preach to?
I preach to them that whatever they say, praise and criticism is all the same. So you shouldn't be listening to other folks and what their opinions are. And I think the majority of our older guys have been through that before. They've heard the worst things you could possibly imagine. They've heard the greatest things you could possibly imagine. That's all going to come. That has nothing to do with anything. Now, when you're young and you haven't been through it before, it's something that we have to talk to our guys about to make sure they understand that you have to block out all the noise. But that comes with being a Buckeye, and these guys know what it is.
As you look at this season, do you have a rallying cry? And you've talked about hardest playing team in America.
Right.
Is that it?
Well, that's what we want to be. That's what our identity has got to be. And you got to have an identity as a team, and that's what I want it to be. So, as the head coach, I got to make sure that's clear to everybody, and that's a vision. But the other part, if you rallying cry or whatever, but just as you look back, the last couple of years, and you can say, well, there's a play here, there's a drive here, there's one here, there's one there. But when you're a fighter and you're at the end of a boxing match, don't leave it to the judges. Don't leave it to a photo finish. Don't leave it to one field goal. Don't leave it to one play. You got to leave no doubt. And that's what we've talked a lot about. Leave no doubt. Don't do it. If it comes down to one play, we got to win that play. But it shouldn't come down to one play. And that's been the mentality. If you're saying rally and cry, I guess maybe that was what it would be. You
played this game at the highest level. You've coached it at the highest level. You look in your kids' eyes. Do you like the buy-in factor?
Yeah, there's no question. Yeah, I mean, we probably could have had 8 captains on this team, and these guys are all in, and they have been, and Mick's done an unbelievable job in the offseason. Our coaches have done a good job. There's a great chemistry on this team right now, and yeah, I'm fired up to get going.
Buckeye Nation's going to get to meet your new starting quarterback, Will Howard. How would you describe him?
Mature, poised, athletic, strong. Those are probably the ones I'd say.
When did you know he was the guy, and what did he do? You talked about he won the room.
Yeah. Coming out of the spring, he was still learning the offense, and it's a different offense than what he came from. So he was still learning the language. He was in an offense for quite a few years at Kansas State. So when he came here, it was all new, and what we asked him to do in the passing game and the running game is very different. So there was an adjustment phase there. And worked his tail off in the spring. When he got here in the summer, it was a different deal, and you could tell early on in camp. And then in week 2, I thought he really took the last step.
What's his toughness level like? I've seen him when he was playing at K-State. He's not afraid to run, and I got to be honest with the guy. I wouldn't want to tackle him. He's a big man.
Yeah. Well, we don't tackle in practice on the quarterback. We don't hit the quarterback. So I can go off what I've seen on film, and he's been physical in games, and we expect him to be that way here.
What's it been like being reunited with Chip Kelly? And has it been fun? I mean, you guys are obviously very close friends. He's almost like he is family to you, right?
He's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's embraced so much of what we've done here with the culture, but also brought great ideas to the table. He's very, very innovative in what he does, but he also, I think, has been really good about focusing on building a team that wants to play downhill, play clean football, play physical football, run the football, and it doesn't matter if you know it's coming. He does a really good job of incorporating the quarterback in the run game, whether it's throws or running and those type of things. So to me, it's been more about the mentality that he's been able to help with, and it's been great.
You and I both know it all starts with the O-line. How pumped are they knowing that Judkins and Trey Henderson, because linemen love to see guys hit home runs, and then you got a quarterback that may take off.
Yeah, there's confidence there. You can just see there's a hop in their step, and when those guys, even if it's not blocked great, but you make a guy miss and you squirt one out for an explosive play, like, it makes the offensive line feel good. And these guys have the ability to do that. And then all of a sudden, they get their gander up, they get their confidence up, and now they're rocking off the ball more. And it's just, we had a couple times this preseason where we had some really good moments with the offensive line in the run game, and that was exciting to see. And I think it built confidence in them. I do think having Seth in there has solidified some things, just in terms of the communication. I think Chip has simplified some things as well. So, we got to go out there on Saturday and figure out what we got, but there's been some encouragement.
You have an appreciation. You've always said celebrate the wins. They've played football here, 135 years, I think. There's only been 8 national. It's not easy to win at this level, is it?
No, not even close. And we have to respect every opponent and respect every week and respect the game. And these teams that we're playing are good teams, and everybody out there, like, you can't just walk into a game and not respect games. I mean, that doesn't work that way. And I think sometimes, when you hear some of the media speak or some of the things that are said, it's like, well, just get to the big games or whatever like that. Like, it doesn't. The game of football does not work that way. It just doesn't. As much as everybody like to think it does, and it's not right, and it's disrespectful for our opponents to even think that way, and it's not healthy for our team, because we're building a foundation here to where we need to be, and so that has to be the focus right now. I think our team is focused. Defense
looks stout. Might this be your best defense since you've been the head coach?
I mean, we want it to be, but the proof will be in the pudding. Time will tell. We've got to get out there and do it.
Last thing, other than winning the game, that's goal number one always. What do you want to see? I
want to see the fastest, hardest playing team in the country on TV. When we press play on Saturday night and watching the film after the game, like, that's, I want a bunch of guys grading out a champion. And when I say me, we do. We want to see everybody grading out a champion. We want to see the hardest playing team in the country. And what the scoreboard says, the scoreboard says. Take care of the football and play really, really hard. Win the turnover battle, win the rushing yards. All those things are important. It's not just as simple as that, but ultimately, that's what the evaluation is going to be coming out of week 1.